Okay.
All right.
I think I'm sweating like a whore in church.
I thought you said like a whore. I was like, how do you
I
sweat like a
did.
whore?
In church.
Oh.
Like if a
I heard
whore,
horse.
Hey, I heard horse
a whore
too.
went to church.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Benji and Anthony here, and welcome to our Throwback Thursday for the review of
American Beauty. It came out in 1999. Please excuse my voice. I'm still a little sick. It's directed by Sam Mendes.
And so far, it's got an 8. Well, not so far. Since 1999, it's got an 88% Rotten Tomatoes, and I think there's reasons why. So, you know what, guys? Let's get into it. So we actually want to thank Abraham for actually recommending this movie. He suggested in one of the comments. So American Beauty is
A deep movie.
It's a deep movie. American Beauty is kind of the story behind a man named Lester Burnham. And it's played by Kevin Spacey, one of the best actors. He actually won Best Actor for this movie.
Yeah.
And it's about his midlife crisis. Like, that's what it's about. Personally, I think it's about the American dream and how it's kind of like, that's a shade of it. It's not even real. It's kind of a fake
it's
American
fabricated,
dream.
right?
Exactly. It's kind of like what everybody thinks it is, but it's not. So it's about his midlife crisis and the problems he has with, one, his wife, and two, his daughter. His wife's played by
Annette Benning?
Annette Benning, Caroline Burnham, and Jane Burnham, played by Thora Birch. And she actually came out in Hocus Pocus. She was a little girl, little sister in that movie.
Yeah.
And they had problems themselves, you know. You told me about
this movie is about layers. So like we have a problem within the family unit. We have a problem. Kevin Spacey has a problem with the fact that he just lost his job, so he's going through like a midlife crisis. Like you said.
He didn't lose it. He was about to.
And he quit, right?
Yeah, he quit.
You're right.
So he's kind of like opening up. He's kind of been in a shell this whole time, just like a good dad, not complaining, let them do whatever they want. But he kind of is tired of that, and he just kind of has like a mental breakdown where he's like, I'm done being the nice guy kind of thing. And then it kind of leads because of like Caroline. She's
too overbearing.
That example that you gave me in the when she's selling the house, how she breaks down, she's crying. You even told me that like it was like a childhood thing, right? Or
right, like there's a scene earlier in the movie where she's Annette Benning's a real estate agent and she's trying to sell this house and she sees these family after family and they don't want it, and she has like a mental break and she starts slapping herself. That scene right there, for me, I was like, wow, we're going to be in for a ride. Because if this movie goes in this deep into a mental psyche of a character, that was really great. That's what drew me into this film, is like how deeply developed these characters are.
Exactly. And there's so many like really backstories. And that's the thing. I think that's why this movie was so good. An example, Jane Burnham. She was the daughter. She was going through this teenager kind of like, oh, I hate my parents. I hate this and this.
I hate my body.
Yeah, I hate my body. She wanted to get a breast augmentation. But it kind of went like, it's a little deeper, you know, like
and darker.
Yeah. One example that we talked about was like The Edge of 17, which we did a review. There's actually going to be a link above. You guys want to go check that one out. But also, to me, this was a lot darker, a lot deeper, kind of like scarred. Like, and I don't know why. We don't know why.
And we just saw a scarred character in Split, right?
Yeah, and
earlier
it was
this week.
It's something where like I look at what they've told me so far about the story, and she didn't really get neglected. Well, maybe her mom, but like the dad didn't even neglect her and stuff, right?
Right, and it's also like one of those pretty rich girls like weeping, you know, like I wish I had the house they lived in. I wish they had the...
And that's the thing. Another thing that I'm gonna mention, and it's gonna sound kind of weird, like this is like a white America suburb area, you know.
Yeah, there's a story
it's something
about...
where like the American dream in the pictures of a white America, and it kind of sucks because I think every family, like there is no such thing as a perfect fitting everything. And you know, even her friend was Angela, played by
Mena Suvari.
Mena Suvari. And this was even like a love interest to Lester, which was a big age difference.
Yes, but she was also bad too, because she wanted to, as much as Kevin Spacey wanted to be with her, she wanted to be with him too, because she was flawed. All these characters want love and are looking for it in the worst way.
And that's the thing, like the way Jane, like I wouldn't picture Jane and Angela hanging out, because one thought she was like beautiful, the best looking thing. And of course she was lying to herself, but the other one thought she was ugly. They didn't get appreciated and hated that. So it kind of got into that. And even Jane got with like another person that she thought was a freak or a weirdo, which was Ricky Fitz, played by Wes Bentley. This kid was also weird. Sorry we're going so into like detail, but you need to go into detail with these characters.
This is a really good movie to watch.
Yeah. Ricky Fitz was a weirdo. Let's be honest. He was a weirdo. He would record her when she wasn't watching. He would record like Kevin Spacey butt naked, working out. He'd record a bag and he said it was beautiful. He saw like someone frozen to death.
Right.
And it's just these deeper meanings. But then you go back again into even deeper and you see his father, Frank Fitz.
Played by Chris Cooper, right?
Yeah, he was abusive. He was a war vet. He was kind of like into like hard justice, military. His mom was like very weird and
she was
like
out of it.
Yeah, and it's something where like you look at a family and you're like, oh, they look happy and perfect, but they're not. And
one of the things that you brought up that I thought was interesting was like we get to see this picture of American life, right? But the only sane or normal people is the gay couple next door.
Yeah,
they were the only happy ones.
And that's the crazy thing, because a lot of times in like these type of movies, gay people get suppressed. They get like tortured, and they get like not tortured,
or
like
they're painted negatively.
Yeah, exactly. In the sense of like they're always going through a drama or problems, but dying. They were kind of like, hey, we're gay. We don't go, we don't care. We're proud. We're happy. We're working out. We're in love. What does it matter? And that was amazing. That was cool. That was awesome to see that
in 1999.
Yeah,
totally different environment from today.
Exactly. And it's that play on words, and I know we're talking about a lot of the characters and like it's something where we go into, but this movie overall was beautiful in the sense of cinematography, the music behind it, the casting. There was a part in the movie where they played he was in his car. What was he singing?
Is it American Woman?
American Woman. Mm-hmm. That part wasn't even supposed to be in the script. He did that personally. Like,
oh wow,
stuff cool. Like that. Like when a movie just works, they know how, the actors know how to do that.
They bring their A game, right?
Exactly. It's something very iconic. I think everybody in the world knows that, even if they haven't seen the movie, the rose petals. And that's what American Beauty means, right? You were explaining that to me. It's a rose. You see her naked with roses all over in the tub. Those iconic scenes, they're beautiful. The smoke, the way he kind of visualizes her, which is weird because she's 16 and he's like in his mid 40s.
But it's because he's not getting love from his wife. He's not getting attention from his daughter or respect from his daughter. So he's looking, like I said, all these characters are looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty behind it.
And that's the twist too in the end. We're not going to tell you how. We have to say that he dies.
Yeah,
but we're not going to tell you how he dies.
Well, yeah, he is. He does die. But we want to keep that secret of why he died, how it happened, because in the beginning of the film he explains it. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So he's explaining this whole story. This is all within a couple of days, and it shows you how crazy it could get in like a couple of days, And I think that was the beauty behind the movie as well. It was that sense of like this all happened like that. One change of mindset could change everything, and that was so beautiful.
It's kind of ironic that at the very end of his life is when he was most alive, and I find beauty in that. No pun intended.
Yeah. One thing I can say about this movie is, I don't know if you noticed the trend that we've been doing, but we've been watching very, very long movies lately. And that was all the 90s. 90s movies were very long. 80s movies were very long. They wanted to explain. This one needs it because the character development is amazing. But one thing I can say that there's a problem with this movie, and I kind of agree with the score that they're giving it, is that over time, this movie isn't going to be as good as the first time you watched it.
Right.
And I think that's with every movie, but this one specifically, like it loses its charm because one, the ending twist is what gets you. But two, it's the same. Like I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just hard. But like after so many times that I've watched it, it's just slower and slower and slower.
I also feel that because it was done so perfectly, a lot of other TV shows or movies or TV movies have leached onto this idea that if you scratch deeper into the American dream or the perfect suburban life, that you find something darker or something grittier. But we've seen it. But this is a perfect example, and this is the source that you should go check this out.
I agree. This is a movie that you do need to go watch. And the good thing is, right now, if you have Amazon Prime, it's on there for free, so you could check it out there. But it is a movie that we do recommend to go watch. One thing we want to tell you guys, we are not sponsored by Amazon. I know we've been mentioning it. Hey, Amazon, if you're hearing this, let us know. But no, we're not sponsored by them. We're just kind of mentioning where you can see them, and a lot of times we will let you guys know. We'll let you know if it's on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, or if you could catch it, maybe it's on TV or certain times or theaters. For this movie specifically, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The reason why is because, one, it was a great film. The cast was amazing. The characters were great. The cinematography, the beauty behind just simple shots. Even when they're watching the bag fly and they're watching, that's beautiful. Zoom in on his eyes. But the problem is, it's a test of time. It's not going to last. It's something where after a while, you do see that, like, damn, it did take a long time to get to that point kind of thing. And that's the reason I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I really, really enjoyed Annette Bening in this film. She really showed that, you know what, she could bring it. And I was pleasantly surprised. One of the things that I liked about this film is that it's honest. And I haven't seen a movie, at least since 1999, where I was like, you know what, we're all screwed up. Nothing's perfect. That's
a whole different story. Yeah, but no, yeah, guys. So in the comments down below, let us know if you've seen American Beauty. Have you checked it out? Are you going to check it out after this review? Let us know. Also, if you have seen it, what's your favorite character or maybe your favorite scene of the movie that you really loved? Down below, guys, we also have links to all of our other social media. So we have Twitter, Facebook, I think we have Tumblr as well, Instagram, and you can click those links below.
Don't forget to join us next week. We're going to be doing La La Land, and hopefully my voice will be better.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys could join us for that. Remember, guys, give us a thumbs up on the video if you guys like the review, and also join us again for other awesome reviews. Have a good one.